The 4 habit questions. How can I make reading obvious? How can I make reading attractive? How can I make reading easy? And how can I make reading satisfying? Number 1, you have to make it obvious. 2, you have to make it attractive because, of course, we always like to take the path of least resistance. You have to make it easy because we like the path of least resistance. You have to make it satisfying because reward is a thing. How to make it obvious talks about the cue. How to make it attractive means you will start to crave for it. How to make it easy, it means you can easily respond to it, to the cue or to the craving. How can you make it satisfying? So it means your reward is commensurate with the level of the craving or the satisfaction you got from reading that book. So let's quickly look at this. How to make reading obvious. Set clear intentions. I cannot tell you about the power enough. I cannot tell you enough about the power of intention. I tell myself, when I started this journey many years back, I tell myself every morning at so-so time to so-so time, or every morning I embedded it with a habit I already do. Every morning, when I get up, I do my morning routine. I will read 15 pages of a book between so-so time to so-so time. It may not necessarily be exactly between the time frame, but I can sandwich it into activities I'm already doing. If you take a long drive or long ride to work, you can say every morning, I'm going to read 10 pages of this book on my commute to work. Or every morning, I'm going to listen to this audio book as I'm driving to work, because for some of you, you're driving, so you may not be able to read and drive, right? So you're listening to the audiobook on your way as you commute. Set clear intentions. Sandwich reading into what you are already doing. Like that mentor of mine. For lack of a better example, he poops every day. So what does he do? He takes a book along. As he's pooing, he's reading. Simple. Problem solved. So is there something you do every day? Is there something that it's a fail-safe? You have breakfast almost every day. So after breakfast or before breakfast, I'm going to read. After my exercise, I'm going to read this. After this, I'm going to find something you do. And as a trick, don't leave a habit you want to form to the end of the day, because at that time, you have less willpower to pursue it. Let me tell you something about willpower. Willpower is an expendable resource, meaning it can deplete like a bottle of water. If I drink this bottle of water now, this bottle of water was full before. I drank it. It did not remain at the same level. It has reduced. If I drink from it again, it will reduce. If I empty its content into my belly, it will be empty. So your willpower reduces by the day. And this is proven by study. You can go search it out. Proven by study. So you don't have the same willpower you have when you got up in the morning with the same willpower you have at night when you're going to bed. No, it's an expendable resource. So for every habit you want to form, make sure you tie it to something you do early in the day, so that at that time you have enough willpower to engage in the habit. And having engaged in the habit, you have a small win for that day already. And you can go about your business feeling all right because you've crushed a good goal that day. In the beginning, don't leave it for the evening. Don't leave it for night. No, because as the day wears on, things can happen, right? In the beginning of the day, start with it. Embed it with something you do in the beginning so that when your willpower is intact, right? Who is gaining value? Let me know in the comments. Second, establish the where and the when. It follows closely to setting clear intentions. Where will you be when you're reading the book? Oh, I'll be commuting to work when I'm reading this book. When I'm commuting to work, right? Where will you be when you're reading this book? Okay, I'll be at my study very early in the morning. After saying my morning prayers and doing my exercise, I will pick up the book and read 10 pages. I will read those 10 pages before I leave the house. And then I'll carry the book along. You are establishing the where and the when. Can you see how specific you have to be to develop a good habit? You have to be specific. After establishing the where and the when, like I said earlier, sandwich your reading between your established routine. It's called habit bundling. So you can bundle reading with what you are already doing. It will not thrive in isolation, guys. Habits don't thrive in isolation. Habits need a system, an ecosystem for them to work. They need an ecosystem. That's why people who enjoy the thrill of if you enjoy the thrill of a tavern or a beer parlor, you find out that they don't it doesn't mean you cannot have the beer at home when you're drinking. No, you have cup at home. You can simply get the bottle and take it home. But you go to the tavern because there is a community already. Let me don't go ahead of myself, but I'm telling you that habits don't thrive in isolation. Good. Somebody say, no wonder reading is considered used to be hard. Aha. Because if you don't put it in an already established routine, it will be difficult. Are you gaining value? You see that? So establish the way and the when, sandwich reading between your established routines, keep the books where you can see them. I wish I could turn my screen now. My tabletop is filled with books. The shelf in front of me, it's a hanging shelf, a big hanging shelf. It's lined up with books, right? The first thing I see in the morning when I wake up are the stack of books in front of me and the books I'm reading that are on my work table right now. I have some books open already. See, there are some on my bed. I'm rereading them again. Do you understand? Okay, there's some of my I think it's in the other room thereabout. So, but I keep books around me where I can see them, where I can make eye contact with them to give me an idea that, oh, you have to be reading. So I'm surrounded by books. It's my environment. I prime my environment to make the habit I want to be easy to do. I can grab a book and read. If the book is too far away, I'm less likely to read. So keep your books where you can see them. And this is important. For every book you want to read, carry it around with you so that at every idle time that you have, you can flip it and open it, you can read. So when you are reading, when you're trying to build a habit, these micro investments matter a lot. So Shannon is saying that nighttime is the best time you can set aside to read. Well. If it's a work of fiction, good. But usually, what works for me, what has worked for me in the past and still works for me today is that early in the morning, as little as 5 pages. Look, listen, guys, it doesn't have to be 10, 20, 15 pages. No, you're building consistency here. You just make the deposits every day. Make the deposits every day. Yes, you can do the night one as bonus. If you finally get to do it, good. Oh, I cannot finish. My goal is 20 pages, but in the morning, I can slot in 5 pages so that at the nighttime where I have the time, I can do the rest 15 or I can do the rest 10. It's fine. But by all means, get that win early in the morning. Get that win in the beginning where your willpower is still at a full bottle. Because that willpower, you will use it or that decision. And this is proven by research. Go look at it. That's why Mark Zuckerberg, well, back in the day, he was known for wearing one set of t-shirts, just one set of t-shirts all the time. And those t-shirts are not cheap. So then they make it for him all the same. Why? Because he's got better things to think about. He can't be in front of a wardrobe in the morning. You're managing $1 billion over tens of a company valued at hundreds of billions, and you're looking for what to wear. No. You've got to, I mean, there are better things to think about, right? So that's why if you want to make habits easy, automate your life to the best of your ability. Back to the Zuckerberg story. Because the willpower, it will take you using your willpower, because these guys have consultants. They do these things, of course, by virtue of the resources. You are able to hire consultants to simplify your life and all that. And then sometimes they share these things in books, and we're like, okay, this is how it works. All right, no problem. So what I'm going to do for every week, throughout the week, I'm going to get every cloth that I'm going to be wearing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to have it all spread out so that on Monday morning, I'm not thinking of what to wear. Thursday morning, I'm not thinking of what to wear. That decision has been made since Saturday or Sunday. So you just go there, pick, and move. This works for a lot of people, but for some people, it may not work. I'm just making a suggestion, right? So that willpower is going into choosing what to wear, and that's including clothes, the hair, the shoe. Now you're not choosing what to eat in the morning. But for some of those highly effective people, these decisions have been made for them. Why? Because the less decisions they have to make, the more they have, the more energy they have to make bigger decisions. Automation is the key. You understand? So maybe they're not even thinking of maybe what to eat or what, because the menu is there, the timetable is there. Okay, this is what I'm eating. This is this is that, this is that. Okay, fine. Is to minimize as much as possible, is to minimize the brain work you have to do in running your life. Automation, very important. So keep the books where you can see them. All right.